Hello everyone and welcome to the Anime Zillion, and thank you for joining me as we go over my thoughts and opinions / rankings of every character from the We Never Learn manga series. Now there are a couple of duplicates, I've just seen this now as I just hit record, but we're going to roll with it. Now with this video we've got the best category, meaning the characters are the best of the best and there's no one better. We got really good, which means they're good but they're just not quite good enough to be in the best category. We got average, meaning I didn't dislike them or like them too much. We got not great, like there were some standout moments, but overall, nothing really substantial happened with them. And we got the F grade, which is failed. And you know one character I'm definitely putting in that category. You just had to wait until I get to it. The clue's in the thumbnail. Anyway, with all that being said, let's dive in, let's get it going, and let's have a look at who I think is the best character from the We Never Learn series. Let's go. You can also let me know your thoughts and whether or not you think I'm right as well as I go through in a comment section down below. Join in, have some fun. Let's go. First of all, we're starting off with the shop owner that not only rented the apartment to Narayuki in the Kirisu route, but also made him dress up in a teddy bear or something sort of big outfit, and he had to help the girls with their underwear. She's an average because I like her. She's got a cool design and her personality was just great. I don't think she's really good because she didn't appear too often, but every time she did come back into the story, it was a pleasant surprise. You know it, Azami's father is going into the best category. I just love the comedy this character brings and just the way he interacts with the characters. I think is amazing and he's one of the best characters within the franchise. Next up, this character is Azami's friend, apparently, which I don't really remember reading or seeing, so she goes in the not great category. The reason why I haven't put her in failed is simply because I like her design. She's got a nice design, so yeah. Plus, this little spot here is just reserved for one particular character. Maybe a couple of others. Azami's mother. I'm really sorry, Azami's mum, but you're going in average. I like her interactions with characters, but she didn't appear enough to make me really enjoy the character. Yes, I thought the comedic segments with her were funny, and her personality was fantastic, but at the same time, she just didn't do a lot, and that does pain me to say. Next up is Kirisu's mother. Now, I like the fact they brought Kirisu's mother in on the Kirisu route, because not only did it introduce us to a new character, but it gave more layers and substance to Kirisu's backstory and her problems, stemming from her family. But yeah, Kirisu's mum, she has an okay design, nothing really stand out with it. It's quite traditional. But yeah, I mean, just the implications and the idea of her being a part of Kirisu's upbringing and the way they treated her made me like him a tiny bit, but not a lot. Now, you know it. Anyone who's followed me on this channel knows that Azami is my favourite character, so she's going in the best. And I personally do believe she's the best character within the franchise. You can argue that in the comment section down below if you want. I know it'll get a bit heated. Just be respectful. And, yeah. Let's move on. Now the baby, the little baby, is going in really good. The reason being is, she appeared again a little bit older in the Kirisu route. And I absolutely loved the interactions that they had with her, where she was trying to test Narayuki and Kirisu to see if they were really a couple. And honestly, I had so much fun reading that chapter with her in, so I'm putting her in really good because, yeah, just fun. And when she wants a baby, again, it was very comedic. I'm putting the brother and sister combo of the Narayuki household in not great. The reason being is they were side characters, so I can't really be too negative against them, but there's only one standout moment that I can remember from them, and that was when they nicked Kirisu's underwear and started running around with it. Apart from that, not really. So yeah, not great. But they're still not a failed character. They were entertaining. I just can't remember the parts they were in. Next up, we have one of the swim club members. I don't remember her name, so to speak, but she was the one who got disqualified in the competition that Uruka and her team were doing. The reason being is she jumped too early, and this kind of showed off Uruka's mature personality. So I like what they used her character for, but afterwards we never really saw her again, so she wasn't great. She was great for giving Uruka that shine of maturity, but at the same time, nothing else afterwards, so can't put her any higher. She achieved her task, so I can't say that she failed. Next up, one of the members of the Thorn Society. Now, the Thorn Society for Uruhashi was really fun and amazing. Altogether, I would put them in really good. But at the same time, looking at them as a collective, as an individual character, I can't say this character did much to stand out, and her design is just a bit too generic for me to say that she's an average character, even at the bottom of average. So we're leaving her in not great, so we're moving on. Now this obviously is the Thorn Club Society, is a collective, which as a collective, they're really enjoyable, so I'm going to put them as really good. Furuhashi's mother, I'm going to put it at the top of average. The reason being is she was a great source of motivation for Furuhashi, and she has a wonderful design, so we're going to go with it. Furuhashi herself. Yes, I'm going to put Furuhashi in the best. Look at that pose, how can I say no to those eyes? I mean, come on. Furuhashi is one of my favourite characters. She's not my favourite, but she is one of my favourite characters from the We Never Learn franchise. And I do really find the emotional aspect from Furuhashi really compelling and really entertaining. And, just like Azami and her father, I absolutely adore Furuhashi and her father's chemistry they have together, and just the moments they have together on screen. Now, you could argue that Reiji Furuhashi could possibly be in really good, and yeah, I'll put him at the bottom of the best, but at the very top of really good. So I'm going to pair them together, just because you don't want to separate a father and daughter once they finally got things sorted out. I think one of my notable kind of favourite things from them was when Narayuki and Furuhashi were in the back of the courier truck, thinking that they were going to spend a long time away from home because they were trapped and nowhere to go, and her father just opens it and gives them the most like murderous stare ever. That was just hilarious. Next up, I'm sorry, but it's one of Azami's workmates. We didn't really see much of them, so I can't really book them too high, but they are part of the series, so I have to include them. Hino. Hino's going there in average. I really like what they did with the character. I like that she had ties in with Kirisu and that she came back at the end of the Kirisu route. I thought that was really well handled and superbly done. So, average. Oh wait, was this one the... Well, did I get it wrong? Is this the character that actually failed? If it is... Sorry, I got it wrong. My bad. The side characters. I can't remember every single face and every single detail. I'm going to put this character at the bottom of average. Similar to this character here. They're both in the Thorn Club Society and they both didn't do much. But at the same time, I just like this design a little bit better, so I'm putting her at the bottom of average. The first character in the failed category. Why not? Why not? This character, he appeared a couple of times and then did absolutely nothing. I don't know why they implemented him into the series. Like, he was a male character in a very female-heavy series, and yet nothing really went of him. Yeah, he failed. I don't even remember his name. I'm putting this character, the leader of the Thorn Club Society, in really good. I love their interactions. And I like the Thorn Club Society. She's the leader, so she goes in really good. I'm also putting Uruka's friend in really good, because I actually really liked the design, and she did have some cool motivational and some good dialogue throughout the series that did help motivate Uruka and push her forward. So for that, she goes at the bottom of really good. The Auntie. The auntie with the baby, yep, average. I know I've put another one here by accident, I just double clicked it. I'm sorry. Kirisu's father, you fail. You really do. I put Kirisu's mother near the bottom of not great because she didn't do much. She came in very late into the Kirisu route, and they had small tie-ins with Kirisu, being that they raised her the incorrect way. But the thing that makes this character fail the most for me and puts him in failed is simply because of his mustache. I just can't take him seriously. Kirisu, I'm putting Kirisu in really good. Admittedly, the Kirisu route did save her character a little bit for me. I wasn't buying into the whole relationship between Naruyuki and Kirisu, so to speak, because I didn't really see the chemistry there in them. But as a standalone character, I think Kirisu is really good, just not the best. I know that might upset a few people saying that, but yeah, I mean, I find there's quite a few better characters than Kirisu. Unfortunately, the maids do have to just go here. Kirisu's sister, yep, really good. I liked her interactions. She was fun, she was enjoyable, she was goofy, crazy, full of energy, and just wanted to help her sister out, which came from her heart and from a very sweet and kind place. So we're putting her in really good. I have two of those. Wow. The Mayafu family really like to be in this list, don't they? Misao! I'm putting Misao in the best. Better than Reiji. Simply because Misao is a character that I thoroughly enjoyed from the comedic aspect element and from just a character in general. And then when they gave us that very sad backstory at the end of the Rizu route, giving her some closure, that to me was heartbreaking. And it really pulled at my feels. So, good job, Misao. You're great. And you got a friend in me. You just wanted a friend, you certainly got one from me. Naruyuki, 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 Kiki. I put Naruyuki there. Now, Naruyuki's a weird character, because I put characters before, he's the main protagonist. But for me, as the main protagonist, he didn't really stand out very much. He seemed like a background character to the female cast. He didn't really have too much development within the other routes. Like, yes, he had a bit of it in small amounts and small chunks. But at the same time, if you were to ask me who the main character is in the We Never Learn series, I would probably say one of the female characters. I wouldn't say Naruyuki. So, for me, really good is being quite generous for Naruyuki's character. Rizu's father, he wasn't great, was he? Rizu. Right. Hear me out. Hear me out. I'm putting Rizu in really good, but she's not going to be at the top of really good. The reason being is, Rizu's character, for me, had possibly one of the worst routes there was, because it didn't focus on Rizu herself too much. She also had development after the Fireworks Festival, which I thought was phenomenal. That development that we had then, where she was learning about her grandma and trying to understand how her grandma felt and just wanted her to have friends and play games, that was very emotional. That was very heartfelt, sweet and wholesome. And honestly, that's what makes me put her in really good. I do like her design more than Naruyuki's. She has a lot more going on in terms of just overall features. But at the same time, I can't put her any higher than Kirisu's sister because, yeah, Rizu is a character that I liked, but I think her route ending hurt her character more than actually finishing off and developing her character further. That's just my thoughts on it. That's just my opinion. But let's move on. Seki Joe is going in the best. I love Seki Joe. She is, again, like these other characters in the best, part of my collective favourite characters. Uruka. I'm putting Uruka just above Rizu, still just a tad behind Kirisu's sister. Uruka is actually, you know what? No. Uruka, top of really good. And I can already hear Kirisu fans coming after me with pitchforks and torches. Hear me out, let me explain. Uruka, for me, is a character that I quite enjoyed. I don't know why people disliked Uruka too much. Yes, she changed her hairstyle. Yes, she was a little bit immature to start with, but she became more mature. For me personally, she's one of the characters who had the most type of development throughout the series itself, and being the first route for the endings. I actually thought Uruka, her route ending actually made sense, and it actually was probably the one out of all of them that made the most sense. May not be the best route out of all of them, but it's the one from a logical standpoint that did kind of make me go, you know what, I can see it. Narayuki and Uruka getting together, fine. And for that, they've written Uruka's character really nicely and really well, and she has developed a lot throughout the series. So she may not be my favourite character, but I do think she's slightly better than the likes of Rizu, than the likes of Narayuki. And yes, sorry, I think she's better than Kirisu, just based on her development. Design-wise, I do like her design as well. I think out of the girls, she probably has the 4th best design. But yeah, I mean, we're going to move forward, and we're going to go with Narayuki's father, Terayuki, or Terayuki. I'm putting him at the top of average. The reason being is, I actually don't know a lot about him, because none of us do. They gave us small snippets and small bits of information when it was necessary. But at the same time, when those pieces of necessary information came about, it always surprised me. It always gave me a bit of a whoa type of factor. So for that, I have to say he's a lot better than the characters that are an average, just not on the level of really good. Next, we've got the leader of the trash group. The leader of the trash group. Yeah, I suppose I put her there because if she's at the bottom of trash, that means she's the trashiest character in the series. I don't like her. I find her love for Narayuki, because they're brothers, really kind of cringy and creepy. And yeah, it's like in the last ever chapter, we saw her sniffing his clothes. Even her mother was disgusted by it. Yeah. Have to just put her there. Enough said. We're moving on to Narayuki's mother, and she goes in really good. The reason being is, I actually like the interactions Narayuki's mother had in the story, especially when she helped out Fujashi's father. That's probably a more notable achievement, but at the same time, she was always very supportive of Narayuki and kept him being on the right path. Yes, she wants to make sure her family are provided for, but at the same time, she also wants her son to be happy and to enjoy his life and not worry about his family. And time again, she does that. So for me, she's one of the greatest moms in anime, and yeah, she's just really good. Last up, we have this guy. I'm going to put him there at the bottom of trash. He probably, to be honest, he probably is a worse character than Narayuki's sister, but this is just my bias coming in. If you don't know who that character is, he's a character that actually asked Fujashi out in chapter 3, I believe. Yeah, so no surprise if you forget him, but that's my list. Do I want to change anything around? No, not really. Maybe if I was to go... You know what? I actually don't. Saying that though, the way I've done this, the way that I've laid it out in order, means I really can't do a top 10 favourite characters now, can I? Oh well. But yeah, those are my rankings for the characters of the We Never Learn manga series. And anime as well, of course. I'm just basing it more on the manga because that gives me more kind of things to talk about in terms of what the characters have done, how they progressed, how they move forward. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have, make sure you hit that like button. And of course, comment down below what you think of this list and whether or not you agree or disagree. Of course, I can feel that some of you might go, oh, Kirisu should be in the best. Let me know why you believe that. Or if you believe that Rizu actually needs more credit than I've given her, then of course, you can always let me know. Be respectful to everyone's opinion down below, but of course, express your own as well. Just, like I said, be respectful. Anyway, hope you've enjoyed. If you have, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new so you never miss a video from me. And until next time, have a great day. Arigato, madane. Goodbye.